Well, it was another shocking Manchester United performance, wasn't it? This time in the derby away at City. Manager Ruben Amorim, who's under huge pressure, spoke with talkSPORT's Alex Crook after the game and summed up his team's performance.
Really disappointed when we lose 3-0 against City. If you look at the moments of the game, the 3 goals, we can avoid it. First goal, the lack of aggressivity in the Doku made the play. Second goal, we were playing better when we start the second half, and then one throw-in, 1 against 1, Lenny going from outside, not inside. These small deals will make the difference. We try to open the game with a goal, great save from Brian that could open the game and help us a little bit. And then the third goal is a confusion in the middle of the park, and then Alan has the space to run. So I think the moments of the game was we could avoid.
You've obviously played the same system since you came in. If results don't improve, would you consider changing that system?
The system is not the problem. And you are here, and you saw Manchester United playing with the different systems, most of them 4-3-3, and was more or less the same result. So again, I will try to do my best in the way I see the game. I don't see the system as you guys see the system, so I will try to do my thing.
But just the last one, Bruno Fernandes in particular seemed a little bit wasted so deep in midfield.
I don't agree. I don't agree because in front has Ahmad, has also Brian. You have Sesko, and then Ahmad go to the side. We could have Cunha. We could have Mason. So I don't agree with that.
Another very depressing weekend as far as Manchester United fans are concerned. Let's get a bit more on United and Ruben Amorim and the pressure he's under. Let's cross over and say a very good morning to Alex Crook. Morning, Crookie.
Good morning, Crookie. How are you, mate?
Morning, boys. Yeah, I'm good.
Whatever the system, Crookie, do you think the players are buying into Ruben Amorim?
Yes, it doesn't strike me as a group of players who are not playing for their manager, but I just think the system is causing more problems than it's fixing. And obviously you heard there that Ruben was very defensive when I asked him about the system and whether he could be for changing. Gary Neville led the same debate on Sky. It was the main talking point in the written press conference as well. We can't all be wrong, can we, that Bruno Fernandes is not being played to his full capability as a deep-lying midfielder. I think Amad Diallo looks a bit lost out there at the moment as well. He seems to be suffering from a bit of an identity crisis. Is he a winger? Is he a wing-back? Is he a number 10? I'm not sure that he really knows at this moment in time. And then you look at the second goal, the way that Luke Shaw allows himself to be bullied by Erling Haaland. Again, I think that's a result of the fact that he's a left-back being shoehorned into a left-sided centre-back so that Amorim can stick to this system that served him well in Portugal. But you have to say 10 months later, it's not working at Old Trafford. Manchester United have made their worst start to a Premier League season since 1992. Then they signed a certain Eric Cantona, and history was rewritten. There's no Eric Cantona coming over the hills on his white Charger to rescue Amorim this time. And you go right back to the start of his tenure. They've taken fewer points, Manchester United, in Amorim's games in charge than any other ever-present Premier League club. So surely it comes to the stage where you have to leave your stubbornness at the door, change your philosophy, sacrifice your principles to start winning football matches, because they've still not won back-to-back games, Manchester United, since before the start of last season.
Crookie, I take your point. Absolutely. And it doesn't look as though it's working at all, certainly that shape and that formation. But I'll ask you this question. How much is it down to the formation, and how much is it down to the fact that just the players aren't good enough to compete at that level on a regular basis?
I'm just not sure that you can make that excuse, Ali, when you've spent as much money as Amorim did in the summer. Matheus Cunha, Brian and Bumo both started their United careers quite well, in fairness. Benjamin Šeško came in for huge money. He didn't touch the ball once, I'm told, inside the City penalty area yesterday. Now, is that Benjamin Šeško's fault, or is that because the system isn't providing the service that he needs? Maybe that was why Rasmus Højlund floundered so much and why his confidence took such a battering by the end. He scored a brilliant goal for Napoli at the weekend, held off his defender, finished it with confidence. That irony wasn't lost on the travelling Manchester United fans either. So I take your point. There are some players in that team who aren't good enough. The one who stands out for me is Patrick Dorgu. Who signed him? Honestly, I don't want to batter another Manchester United manager. I don't think hiring and firing as regularly as United do has taken the club forward. But in the end, the record is indefensible. He's just not won enough games, Ruben Amorim, and something has to change.
Yeah, I mean, I've been a big supporter, but I can't see any improvement at all in this side. In fact, I think I'm with Wayne Rooney in saying they look like they're getting worse at the moment. So how patient are the Manchester United board going to be? Chelsea at home next. Is that a must-win game as early as we are in the season?
Well, my thought coming into the season was that Ruben Amorim had to start well because he got a lot of leeway last season. I think there was a lot of frustration after the Europa League final because I think his tactics and this system that we keep talking about played a direct part in Manchester United losing to Spurs. That was why it was important to get off to a good start. I think there were positives, certainly against Arsenal at home on the opening day, even against Burnley when they could have blown them away in the first half, United, and ended up just about sneaking a victory. Fulham away from home, they started well as well, but that quickly unravelled. I don't see too many positives from yesterday. And you look at the fixtures, Jeff, you've mentioned Chelsea, then they go to Brentford, who I think look a decent unit under Keith Andrews. In fairness, a lot of us were worried for Brentford after that appointment, but they were very unlucky not to beat Chelsea at the weekend. Then they've got Sunderland at home. I think Sunderland have been a great addition to the Premier League. Liverpool away, they're not going to get too much change out of the champions. Then Brighton at home. So these are difficult games for United either side of the international break. In terms of the board, I asked the question after the Grimsby debacle in the League Cup, are you still behind this manager? The response I got was we're just focusing on the next game, which I guess you can take two ways. Nothing to see here. We still have faith in the manager, or they've missed the opportunity to come out and publicly give him a vote of confidence. I thought the reaction from the United fans was quite interesting yesterday. I looked at the away end at City with 10 minutes to go. It was 3/4 empty. Now, these fans have been very loyal and very patient to Ruben Amorim, as they are with all their managers. But I thought they voted with their feet yesterday. So I think patience amongst the match-going Manchester United fans is starting to wear thin, particularly after that huge investment in the summer.
Crookie,
just a quick one.
Oh,
just a really quick one, Crookie. In terms of the interview with Amorim you had after him, I heard him say that the shape and the formation wasn't the problem. Did he actually say he wasn't going to change it, or did he just say it wasn't the problem?
He said to me it wasn't a problem, and then the written journalist continued the same line of questioning, and he said, I won't change. And I just wonder if that stubbornness could prove his undoing. And I do think, actually, Ali, that there's people on the board now, Jason Wilcox, the technical director, Omar Barada, the chief executive, maybe even Sir Jim Ratcliffe himself, who was caught on camera sort of shaking his head yesterday. Surely one of them, or all of them, need to say to Amorim, look, you've been here 10 months, we've given you money, this isn't working, maybe you should change your tactics.
Or maybe they will change their manager. That would beg the question, who the heck would come in after Ruben Amorim? A question probably for another day, though. Crookie, thanks very much indeed.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.